Now you notice there I wasn't doing anything, right? And it basically was breaking the air down at the focal point. So basically the air was blowing up into a sort of, basically an air breakdown type of situation. You can see that there, that's actually just the air breaking down there. Now and again, you know, you have to get the intensity well up to do that. So every now and again you might get a bit of air breakdown, but you can see the, oh there we go, that one just went on its own, so sometimes it just breaks down the air. So it's a bit like a lightning bolt effectively, but just in a small little point space, you know, like essentially. If you look at the beam on, say, liquid crystal paper, you can see the beam on that, it gets hot, right? But you can't actually see the beam normally because it's invisible radiation, but you know, it's quite visible on the liquid crystal paper. So we use this for all sorts of different applications and studies and stuff. And again, you can use it for vaporizing materials. You know, like, I don't know what it's going to do on this, but we could have a look. So it'll interact with the marble to some extent. You can see it's vaporizing some of the surface material. The interesting thing about that is that you can send beams like this quite big distances and get them to focus on, say, a wall or a rock or something at some great distance. The light coming off from it you can analyze with a telescope and a spectrometer, and then that gives you information about the material that's in that far distant spot.
Wow.
So things like that have been put on some of the Mars rovers and things, so they can analyze you know, Martian rocks or wherever at a distance without getting too close. I mean, using this like a laser radar type of focusing thing, you know. It's quite an interesting application of it. You can actually feel the beam when it's hitting the paper. It's a physical shock. So one of the things I'm looking at playing around with is building up a little propulsion unit using the laser as the force, basically, to drive the thing forward. I was working with a guy who's looking at building micro-satellites, so where they use very high rep rate pulse lasers, very high power, to drive small satellites up into the upper atmosphere, you know, so you don't have rockets and stuff. So there's work being done on things like that. But really, there's thousands of different applications for these things. Yeah?